Who should I hire and in what order? Hey, this is Dan again to share with you the exact hiring matrix we give to our clients that pay us $30,000 to $60,000 a year. This is what we give tax advisors who are trying to scale their tax planning practice to help them scale their practice with leverage, meaning other people, and who to hire in what order. Now, just kind of some context here. How did I find this out? So, the reason why I put this together was because when we started building the tax business side of it to help to help business owners like tax advisors, one of the things I did was I interviewed David Perez, who has a seven-figure tax planning firm, and I asked him and I said, "Who was the first important person you hired? Who's the next person? Who's the next person? Who's the next person?" And then what I did was, over a course of about 3 to 5 months, I interviewed all the people that had a business north of seven figures, eight figures, and were growing and scaling their businesses. And I started to look at what was the trends between all these people and what were they doing? Who were they hiring? Who were they trying to get into their world to be able to scale without burnout or without sacrificing client results? And so I said, okay, there's got to be a process to this. And so over the next couple of minutes here, I'm going to share with you our hiring matrix. Now, this particular matrix, I reserve it for our $30,000 to $60,000 a year mastermind members, but I'm going to share it with you because you guys are a part of my videos and you guys watch my stuff. And obviously, I hope you guys like and subscribe and comment on these videos. And that's why I'm going to share it with you. So a little bit about who I am. Currently, right now, I manage a multi-million-dollar company that I manage it, and we help tax advisors scale their tax planning business, and we help them by leveraging marketing, sales process, and delivery systems. And so one of the things that comes up very, very often is, who should I hire and in what order? So should I hire this person first? Should I hire that person second? Who should I hire? And so I'm going to walk you through our hiring matrix. And if you want the document, just comment below, and I'll drop the document to you so you can see who we hire or who we look to hire in what order. It's like a little graphic that we use. So without further delay, let's jump into the video. I'm going to break down our hiring matrix. All right, so here's the hiring matrix as it looks here. So this is, like I said, it's a kind of a PNG. It's a little graphic that I made for our team and also for our clients so that we can look at it together and help you identify who should you hire in what order. Now, again, the reason why I made this was because not only did I want to look back at who should we hire in what order, and our people that were doing six or already seven figures in business, they're like, I know I don't want to do this by myself. So who do I need on my team to make sure that this works? And so again, that's where I looked into, like, what are the processes, right? How many times have you ever hired someone outside of order and you got a big payroll bloat, meaning you got a lot of people to pay, but not a lot of money to pay them with? Well, that's why I came up with the hiring matrix, because when when I started working with a lot of companies, I realized that they would hire a bunch of people to do a lot of work, but then they wouldn't have enough revenue to support these people. So they had to either let them go or spread these people so thin that the people didn't want to do any of the work. Or if they do, it was always subpar, and it kept the business owner doing the work rather than doing helping the business owner like they were paid to do. The employees weren't incentivized. And so I said, there's got to be a better way. And so I created this hiring matrix to look through how to hire in lockstep, meaning how do you hire at the revenue points that you need to be at. And these were kind of the thinking points as I created this. This is the thought process, the way that I thought through it. So in the beginning, it's just you. Okay, you're the CEO, you're the founder, whoever you are. You can call yourself whatever you want to call yourself: chief financial person, chief scaler, chief whatever you want to call it, right? CEO, right? People just put these weird names on them, right? But you're the person that does it all. You do the marketing, you do the sales, you do the fulfillment, you do the finance, you do the accounting, you do everything in the beginning. And in the beginning, the most important thing from $0 to $20,000 a month is building out a predictable marketing system. Now, in the beginning, you don't have a lot going for you, and that's okay. But your first hire, if no, I did this for our people, right? We built out a system for them so they can go get customers. Because the first pillar of all this is ensuring that you have the clients. Thus, you need a marketing system. So you need a predictable marketing system before you go and start to hire. If you don't have those things, then hiring is just going to be the bad thing. So you can hire someone to try to help you, do your task or hire you with fulfillment and stuff like that. But the problem is that you're hiring outside of order. And I've seen this happen. Actually, I had a case where a CPA came to us and he was like, okay, well, I was about to get 100 clients. And so what I did was I got two CPAs to work under me and I pay them a six-figure salary per year. But then when I got the clients and they started to leave, well, these people still got the fulfillment guys, which were the CPAs who were fulfilling on the clients. Those guys still got a six-figure salary and the clients left. And I said, that it sucks, because now you have to have a conversation with that particular employee and tell them, hey, I can't play you anymore. And you have to start working a little bit harder and get a little bit less. So if you're getting paid more and doing nothing, well, if you're an employee, what do you think? Right? You're like, no, I don't want to do that. And so I told these are kind of the stories that I heard from when I was creating this. I was like, there's got to be a better way. And so that's why I created it. So the first step is this. First step, build a marketing system. If you don't have one, use the system we built for you. Obviously, that's for our particular tax advisor. So if you're a tax advisor and you want a predictable marketing system that we help you guys build out, just reach out and we will help you, or we'll get you connected to see how it would look to work together with us. Step two, once you have a predictable marketing system, meaning you're doing at least $20,000 a month consistently, that's how you know you've done something correct, right? Whether that be you've done it over time or you've done it in a short time frame, but you figured out kind of how to get customers, not maybe consistently, but you're getting customer. It's kind of like a up and down, up and down, up and down. And so when that happens, the first person you want to hire is an appointment setter / an executive assistant. Now, the reason why you want an appointment setter / executive assistant, this is two roles in one. And this person is to help you with your time. Their sole purpose is to take things off your plate that are minuscule or that don't really move the needle in terms of money, right? They don't help you make more money for the business. And in the beginning, you have to make more money. It's just not, you can't be doing randomness in action. You have to be making more money. If it's not marketing, if it's not sales, and you're doing less than $500,000 a year, you should not be doing it, right? In the first, from 0 to 5, maybe 250,000, right? From 0 to $250,000 a year, you should be able to do this as a solopreneur. Maybe one employee, which that could be the executive assistant, right? On this part here, their goal is to make sure you're hitting your KPIs and taking low value tasks like emails, responding to emails, checking your calendar, putting things on your calendar, things like that. Like having you go grocery shopping, like all those things should almost be taken off your plate so you can focus on marketing and sales. That's it. So once you're getting clients, but you need help with fulfillment, because now you have a little bit more clients, you have more space here when you have this executive assistant that follows you around, helps you with a lot of the nuanced stuff, doesn't get you boggled down in the details. Then you need help with fulfillment, right? And so when you need help with fulfillment, the ideal person you want to hire, and this is for a tax professional, but the idea here is the same for across any board that I would teach this to. The ideal person is you want to help someone to help you with fulfillment, because as the business owner, you can't be stuck doing the work. The more you're stuck doing the work, the harder it is for you to market and sell. And this is where I see people fall apart, because they're doing right here with this person, this one person they have, maybe now they're doing $20,000 to $50,000 a year. And at this time right now, they have a hard time finding someone that can replace them doing the work. And in most cases, that's why they started this business in the beginning, is because they were good at doing the work, and therefore they're like, no one could do it as good as me. That's where you get like almost like the plumbers that just know how to do plumbing. They don't know how to build a plumbing business. That's where you get this person here stuck from $20,000 to $50,000 a year. I mean, a month. This is the challenge right here for most people, hiring someone to help you do the work. Now, this is for a tax advisory business. You can understand that, but the mental model stays the same. So, and the reason why I say someone who's been doing this for more than 3 to 5 years, meaning a tax professional that they're going to replace for taxes, right? But not more than 30 years and wants to learn tax advisory. The reason why is because this person needs to be moldable. The longer they've been in the industry, the more they have bad habits. If they're coming from a different industry or they're coming from a different company, you want them to be knowledgeable enough to be dangerous, but moldable enough to learn your systems and be able to apply things, right? Um, then once you've hired this fulfillment person, then you're like, okay, cool, I'm getting clients and a team, but I'm now starting to need to manage more things. Like I'm getting more clients than I've ever had. I'm starting to, lose track of everything. Now the clients are falling through the pipeline, things are falling off, things are happening that I didn't know were happening. This is where things start to get a little chaotic from like $50,000 above, right? This is where you're needing someone like almost like close to a number two that can support you, but not necessarily a number two yet, right? This is someone that's going to be helping you along the journey. And if you don't have this problem, then guess what? Go get more customers. If you notice, the solution to all of these things is get more customers. At this level, this is where you're hiring what's called a success manager or retention manager or someone to help you keep clients staying and paying experience really good. This person right here does the actual work, right? Does the tax filing. If you're a tax professional, you understand what I mean. This person right here communicates with them, invites them to events, makes sure they stay and pay. This person is great at taking payment, loves creating structure, loves holding people accountable, and loves people, communicating with them, helping them win. This person right here will help you tremendously. Okay. And now I see this person come in right around the $100,000 a month mark. For most tax advisors, they need these three people. So if you look at the business here, it's one, two, three, four people, including yourself, and you're doing about $1 million a year. So if you divide that, that comes out to about a $250,000 per employee. That's kind of the number. And if you look at some of the most profitable businesses, they're at 200,000 per employee, revenue per employee. And that's kind of what we looked at, right? Then once you get leads, you have clients and you have a team, but you can't sell anymore because now you're stuck. And remember, so you hire someone to help you make sure that clients win, which is a success manager. Make sure clients are getting their job, getting the thing done for them, which is a fulfillment person, which could be a tax professional. And then you need someone to take things, the nuance off of your calendar. Now, in the meantime, while this is happening, you're still marketing, you're still selling. But now you need to start taking yourself out of the selling so you can continue to market and lead. Okay. At this point, if you got leads, you got sales, but you can't make sales or fulfill anymore. If that's not your issue, then your issue becomes go get more customers. The solution is always go get more customers until these things become a problem. So at this point, you want to hire a salesperson that can take over your sales, someone who's familiar with setting their own leads up, closing their own deals, and ideally someone who's traditionally experienced in selling high ticket products and services. The reason is because it's not a volume game, it's a relationship game when it comes to higher ticket stuff. So if they're used to selling tax prep, or they're used to selling payroll, or they're used to selling like one-off things, then it's not going to be the same type of sale. It's not like you don't use the same sales tactics with them. You actually have to have a conversation with someone that's sophisticated buyer. They have real money, right? So you're asking for real money. You have to have a real conversation, a real relationship. And so that right there is where you're $100,000 to 200,000, maybe a little bit higher, right? 200,000 a month. So that's taking you pretty close to where you need to be. And then when that happens, then you ask yourself the question, well, I want to scale, but I want to get stuck in fulfillment again, right? At this point, now you got sales, you got success manager, you got a fulfillment person, you got an executive assistant. Now all you're doing here is just marketing and trying to manage this machine that you just built. Okay. But if you don't want to scale, then what you want to do here in this scenario, you're making about 1 million to 2 million probably a year here. You need to start optimizing all of your systems over here on the left. Everything over here needs to start being optimized, not different, just better. You want to start getting everything better. So your EA, how do they respond to people, right? How fast do you have your communication? How fast are they doing their fulfillment? How fast is someone, giving you a client success? I'm sorry, giving you a success story. Like all those things need to be improved so that when you fill this machine back up in the beginning, it becomes much more powerful, right? But if you want to scale, then you use what's called an operator or a COO slash integrator who's systems focused. Okay. Now, here's what I mean. When you're hiring an operator slash integrator who's systems focused, you don't want someone that's just always creating SOPs all day, every day. Now, that's important, which is a standard operating procedure, which is a process by which how you do things is documented and given to and distributed to other people. Yes, that's important, but their main goal is to ensure that your business continues to grow and scale. So they're forward thinking. It's almost like an entrepreneur type rather than an entrepreneur type, rather someone that can work inside the business and still continue to grow the business with or without you. That's where this person is going to start to come in. You can almost think of them as like the GM if you're in like the general manager or the director or something like that, some role like that. That's where you're starting to think of, is because now they're developing systems themselves and they're moving the needle forward without you. So now you're not the only leader in the team. This is almost your first C-suite executive, if you will. This person is probably going to get paid really, really well, and I wouldn't go cheap on this person because they're going to run this entire machine and they're going to continue to grow it without you. So yeah, you're going to have to sacrifice a little bit of profits for this particular person. Maybe they might even want a cut of the pie. And that's really good. You want someone that has that kind of skin in the game because they manage the day-to-day operations, they're systems oriented, they're future thinking, and they're great at creating simple infrastructure and managing teams. So this is very, very important that they have all these kind of things in play because this person right here can be getting paid multiple six figures per year, and they're really pushing the needle in the business, and they're not all day just spending all day creating a standard operating procedure. I see that a lot with COOs or COO types. They're just like SOP, right? Most integrators think like systems, but they don't realize that the systems have to be used and leveraged to develop more money. Like that's the whole point of the business. And so at this point right here, that's where you need someone that has that process there. And yeah, so these are the people that we use that help us get past multiple six figures per month. These were the people that we look to hire in this order so you can understand it. So an executive assistant, always helpful. A fulfillment person, then hire a success manager, retention manager, whatever you call it, upsell manager, whatever you want to call it. Then a salesperson. This person, the success manager, their whole purpose here is to retain revenue. So the money that you brought in, we need to keep that money so that when we hire this salesperson, they can fill the boat. They can fill up the front end of the business. And then this operator integrator is going to help you do all of these other things so you can continue to focus on visionary think, taking a little bit of time away from the business so that you can help your whole team win, not just one or two people. Now you can look at on the business, not in the business.